David Muir, ABC's World News Tonight, America's most watched newscast. Now streaming same day with all the breaking news of the day on Disney Plus. Most watched, most trusted. Now on Disney Plus every night.
Tonight, breaking news as we come on the air, this life-threatening heat wave spreading. More than 175 million Americans tonight under alerts for extreme, dangerous heat at this hour. From the Midwest to the South, right into the Northeast tomorrow. The heat index, the feel-like reading, could soon hit 108 degrees in New York City. Philadelphia, New York, Boston, all bracing tonight. The Midwest already broiling. Chicago feeling like 106 degrees tonight. And the warning signs to watch for, what authorities are saying tonight. Lee Goldberg standing by with the forecast. Also breaking tonight, the Supreme Court's landmark decisions, the long-awaited ruling on birthright citizenship, following President Trump's push to end the right guaranteed by the Constitution, what the justices decided, and the Supreme Court's decision on transgender women and girls and sports teams. Mary Bruce standing by at the White House. Tonight, the remarkable images right here, 6 days after the back-to-back earthquakes. You'll see the 3-year-old boy pulled out alive. They used a camera underground to monitor him, and you'll see how they did this. James Longman is there. Here in the U.S. tonight, growing outrage over disturbing video inside a church. A mock firing squad playing out in front of a group of children at Vacation Bible School. Tonight, the pastor now defending the video. NBA superstar LeBron James, his major decision tonight, saying he will not return to the Lakers. So where will he play? What we know tonight, and the major clue, could he be joining Steph Curry? The wedding rumors tonight, Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce, and what's happening right now at Madison Square Garden. We'll go to Aaron Katersky. Tonight, Hazmat teams rushing to the scene of a train derailment in the Northeast. 2 cars reportedly carrying hazardous materials. Residents told to shelter in place for a time. The deadly bus crash in New York City. The flight crew leaving JFK Airport, 2 people dead when the bus crosses the median on the highway and crashes. 24 hours ago, we told you about Eagles Jackie and Shadow and their missing eaglet, the baby girl that fell out of the nest. They have found her and how she's doing tonight. The Wimbledon comeback, Serena Williams makes her return, how it went. And the stunning images tonight, the strawberry moon right over the Statue of Liberty. As I prepare to climb right to the top, right to the torch, 305 feet in the air.
From ABC News World Headquarters in New York, this is World News Tonight with David Muir.
Good evening. We begin tonight here with this life-threatening heat wave now spreading across the U.S. Authorities tonight are warning of dangerous heat expected to last for days. In New York City, it'll soon feel like 108 degrees or more. The Midwest already suffering tonight. It feels like 106 degrees in Chicago. Tonight, more than 175 million Americans, roughly half the country, under extreme heat alerts from the Gulf Coast to the Midwest to the Northeast. The heat index well into the triple digits. Philadelphia to New York to Boston, it'll feel like 110 degrees in parts of the Northeast for the start of the July 4th holiday weekend. And tonight, we're also watching massive wildfires burning in multiple states, red flag warnings in 6 states tonight. The Snyder Fire burning tens of thousands of acres along the Utah-Colorado border. Also this evening, heat advisories across the Deep South. And in the Northeast, these extreme heat warnings start tomorrow and right through Friday. Lee Goldberg has the forecast and Alex Perez with the warning tonight from authorities to take this heat seriously. He leads us off from Chicago.
Tonight, record-breaking heat bringing life-threatening conditions to millions.
We're bracing sort of for impact.
Chicago's first major heat wave in full effect, feeling like 106, even hotter than yesterday. Dr. Jane Wilcox from Northwestern Memorial says in these temperatures, heat stroke could begin in minutes.
Right now, the right thing is to stay inside and let this heat wave pass.
Ice cold water.
Heat patrols handing out water in real field temperatures up to 109 degrees and looking for warning signs.
If somebody's not sweating, they're in heat stroke, which is a life and death emergency.
A life and death emergency unfolding at a gas station in Dearborn, Michigan, after a mom accidentally locked her 1-month-old baby in her car. Officers getting that baby just in time.
Babies just can't tolerate that level of heat. for very long. We're talking minutes.
Sadly, in Plantation, Florida, overnight, a baby boy was found dead in a car outside a nursery school. Authorities say his father forgot he was in the back seat. And as the heat spreads east, it's only expected to get worse. Stifling feels-like temperatures from Philly to New York to Boston could break 110 in some spots. At MetLife New York, New Jersey Stadium, they're beefing up medical teams in case fans at the World Cup fall ill from the heat.
These are extremely dangerous conditions, and they will affect every part of our city.
Meanwhile, in the West, 54 large fires are burning across 8 states. New Ring camera video shows the Aspen Acres fire incinerating a family's home and camper in Pueblo County, Colorado. Officials are restricting and even banning 4th of July fireworks in many areas because of the conditions. And David, they tell me at the emergency room here they are bracing for a possible surge in patients impacted by the heat. And authorities say with those cases of kids left in cars, it's a stark reminder that with temperatures this high, it can turn deadly in minutes. David?
That is for sure. Alex Perez leading us off tonight. Alex, thank you. And of course, the real concern is that with temperatures like this, Lee, it doesn't get down very low at night in some places, just the low 80s, in fact, and this is going to last for days.
Yes, and we're talking basically lows that are like daytime highs, David. So we're on the eve of the extreme heat here in New York, day 1 of a 5-day heat wave. We're already cranking the heat across the Midwest and into parts of the South, while it feels like it's over 105 degrees. Extreme heat warnings for millions, St. Louis, Chicago to Nashville. By tomorrow, that dangerous heat, it expands east. So not only does it feel like 105 in parts of the Midwest, it feels like it here in the Northeast and the Mid-Atlantic tomorrow afternoon. And then it even gets more brutal by Thursday and Friday. D.C., Philly, New York City, Boston feel like 100. First 100-degree day to New York City since 2012. Severe storms, ridge riders on the edge of the heat dome. David?
Got to look out for our neighbors these next several days. Lee Goldberg back with us tonight. Thank you, Lee. We turn now to the landmark decisions from the Supreme Court today, the long-awaited ruling on birthright citizenship after President Trump's push to end the right guaranteed by the Constitution. The Supreme Court disagreed with the president. And tonight, the Supreme Court's decision on transgender women and girls and sports teams. Mary Bruce at the White House.
Tonight, the Supreme Court rejecting President Trump's effort to end birthright citizenship, upholding the 14th Amendment's long-standing decree that babies born in this country are born American. Chief Justice John Roberts declaring citizenship then and now was the right to have rights, to freely participate in our political community. The framers of the 14th Amendment extended that promise to every free-born person in this land. We keep that promise today. Justices Clarence Thomas, Neil Gorsuch, and Samuel Alito dissenting. Alito calling the decision a serious mistake that will seriously affect the future. Trump signed the executive order ending birthright citizenship on the very first day he returned to office.
That's a good one. Birthright. That's a big one.
Today, he called the court's ruling too bad for our country, adding we can easily make it up in Congress through legislation. But Congress does not have the power to overturn the 14th Amendment. Today, the justices handing Trump a victory on another issue he put front and center when he returned to the White House last year.
The war on women's sports is over.
The justices allowing states to ban transgender girls and women from playing on women's teams. Citing both fairness and safety, Justice Brett Kavanaugh writes states may maintain women's and girls' sports for biological females. In her partial dissent, Justice Sonia Sotomayor insisting it's not been proven that transgender student athletes categorically posed dangers to competitive fairness and safety.
And David, the Supreme Court did not outright ban transgender girls from competing in women's sports. That is up to individual states. And right now, 29 states have restrictions on transgender athletes. The other 21 allow trans girls to play on girls' teams. David.
Mary Bruce at the White House tonight. Mary, thank you. Tonight, the remarkable images right here now 6 days after those back-to-back earthquakes struck Venezuela. You're about to see the 3-year-old boy pulled out alive. They used a camera that they sent underground to monitor him until they could reach him. Here's our chief international correspondent, James Longman, who was on the scene in Venezuela, the scene of all of this destruction.
These are the moments of hope Venezuelans are clinging to tonight. This 3-year-old boy discovered by searchers from Jordan who used cameras to monitor him until they could finally get him out. He appeared dazed, But tonight, his rescuers say he's in good shape. Dozens of international crews are here, not giving up, searching round the clock and sometimes finding the smallest survivors. This rescuer sharing a moment with the pup he saved before going right back to work. There are multiple US teams here. This, the LA search crew.
I want to show you where we are here because this is extraordinary. This is the sea of debris in La Guaira. This is backbreaking work. We're on the roof of a collapsed building here. They've heard sounds from below, and now the job of this US team is to dig down.
We believe there's somebody alive right now. When we use our listening devices, we can hear tapping on the concrete when we call to them.
So you really feel people are holding on, they're making it through. There are more survivors to be found?
Yes, absolutely. The way these buildings have collapsed, they've created a lot of void spaces that allow people to survive for a long time.
Hello. We met the youngest survivor.
Diana. Mucho gusto. James.
Diana kept her 18-day-old son, Juan David, alive for 30 hours under the rubble while crews gave the baby water by sliding a straw down through a pipe.
Can you tell me, how did you stay alive? How did you keep him alive?
The one who gave me the strength not to fall into despair, she says, was my son. I kept saying, as long as he was alive, I was going to be alive.
The US team is optimistic, David. They say they're going to stay here for days. They think they can keep finding survivors, but thousands of people are still missing. And sadly, this is moving from a rescue to a recovery operation. David.
Just incredible reporting from James Longman and our team on the ground there, and incredible work by those rescue teams. Thank you, James. Back here in the U.S. tonight into the growing outrage in Lexington, Kentucky over disturbing video inside a church. A mock firing squad playing out in front of a group of children. Tonight, the pastor defending the video, and here's our Chief Justice correspondent, Pierre Thomas.
Tonight, this viral video circulating online depicting a mock execution at a vacation Bible school in front of a group of children, sparking controversy. 3 individuals dragging a man to the pulpit appearing to be armed. Then the sound of mock gunfire from airsoft rifles. The children heard chanting. The pretend shooting taking place at Mount Olivet Baptist Church, located just outside of Lexington, Kentucky. Pastor Dwayne Walker defending the scene, saying it was symbolic of killing the devil.
The clip you saw was simply killing the devil. And I'll be honest with you, if I could kill the devil every day and raise him up and kill him again, I'd do it.
But Kathy Crow, a volunteer with the Kentucky chapter of Moms Demand Action, expressing outrage, saying she found this unbelievably disturbing. Vacation Bible School and our churches should be safe spaces for children. The pastor acknowledging that some may have been offended.
You may think we went over the top. You may think it was a little bit extreme. And maybe you're right. If it offended you, I'm sorry that it did. That was not the intention.
David, part of the controversy here is that we live in a country that struggles with gun violence. But we're also a nation where people have the right to practice religion in the way that they choose. David?
Pierre Thomas live in Washington tonight. Pierre, thanks. Tonight, NBA superstar LeBron James' major decision saying he will not return to the LA Lakers, but that he will play next season. So where will he play? And the major clue tonight, could he be joining Steph Curry? Here's Katie Whitworth.
A major shakeup in the NBA tonight. Superstar LeBron James telling the Los Angeles Lakers he's leaving. His agent revealing to ESPN the franchise can move on without him because the 41-year-old will play his record-setting 24th season elsewhere.
I'm told he is in Ohio right now, where he's going to spend a period of time here over the next week or so and spend time with family and figure out exactly where his playing future is at.
James suiting up for the Lakers for 8 seasons, the last 2 alongside his son Bronny, as the first father-son teammates in NBA history. James delivering Lakers fans a long-awaited championship in 2020 in the wake of Kobe Bryant's death, and broke the all-time NBA scoring record adorned in the iconic purple and gold. The question now, where is he going?
The Golden State Warriors, the Cleveland Cavaliers, and the Miami Heat. All 3 have the ability and the players that can mesh with LeBron James.
Fans and NBA insiders speculating whether James could join up with fellow NBA champion and gold medalist Steph Curry in Golden State. Fueling the frenzy is this clip that James posted just hours ago where the two discussed playing alongside each other at the Olympics.
People ask me all the time, finally got an opportunity to play with Steph. What was it? I was like, everything and more.
And David, the Lakers calling him one of the greatest athletes in history and wishing him luck. LeBron James himself taking to social media, thanking the fans, saying it was an honor to wear the purple and gold. David.
The big mystery tonight, Kana Whitworth, thank you. And now to another mystery here involving Taylor Swift tonight and what's playing out at Madison Square Garden right now. So is there going to be a wedding with Travis Kelce here in New York City in the coming days? Our chief investigative correspondent, Aaron Katersky, right there on the scene tonight.
They're the hottest couple in the country, and plans for their wedding have kept fans guessing for months. But tonight, we're learning Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce are 2 days away from a marathon celebration at Madison Square Garden. Boxes labeled garden party spotted near the loading dock, workers testing out a red carpet. Sources tell ABC News the arena, still electrified from the New York Knicks NBA championship run, will host two events for the music icon and NFL star. The first is Thursday evening for about 100 people. The second is for about 1,000 people and is a 12-hour party beginning with a cocktail hour Friday afternoon and scheduled to last well into the next morning. Streets around the arena will be closed and tents and canopies will be going up to assure privacy.
Is somebody getting married at Madison Square Garden on July 3rd?
Are you hearing that?
Somebody famous?
I think they're calling me out.
The couple has said nothing about their wedding plans, and when they announced their engagement almost a year ago, Kelce's father said it happened almost 2 weeks prior.
I asked Travis, I said, so when are you going to announce the engagement? He said, whenever Taylor says so.
Expect no unauthorized photos. The sources said everyone, from guests to vendors to security guards, will not be allowed to take out their phones. We know the events here this week, David, are related to Swift and Kelce, but we also know, given her penchant for secrets and surprises, there's always a chance that this isn't what it seems, that the wedding celebrations are elsewhere, that this is all folklore. David?
We see what you did there, Aaron. Aaron Katersky tonight, our chief investigative correspondent on the case for us. Thanks, Aaron. We do turn to other news tonight, and returning to Capitol Hill today, a congressman after his mysterious 4-month absence from Congress. The Republican saying on the House floor that he was battling depression and that his doctors recommended an extended hospital stay. Kean, who is running for re-election, did not answer questions. We turn to the U.S. economy tonight in the stock market. The Dow hitting another record high, closing out its best first half in 5 years. The Dow up 136 points tonight, closing at 52,319. The Dow gaining nearly 9% in the first 6 months of the year. A lot more news ahead tonight. When we come back, Hazmat crews on the scene of a train derailment here in the Northeast. Cars carrying hazardous material. Residents told to shelter in place for a time. What we're learning on this. Also, the deadly bus crash in New York City. The flight crew leaving JFK Airport on that bus. 2 people dead when it crosses the median on the highway and crashes. We'll have more in a moment. The Tesla jumping the sidewalk, crashing into an outdoor restaurant. A 79-year-old has been killed. And the big bear eaglet who fell out of the nest and what we've learned after that search. How she's doing in a moment here. A lot more news ahead. We'll be right back. Tonight, Hazmat teams on the scene of a train derailment in Bucks County, Pennsylvania. 16 cars on the freight train jumped the tracks, 2 carrying hazardous material. Residents urged to shelter in place as a precaution. That order has now been lifted tonight. Authorities say it is safe. In New York City, a deadly crash involving a bus carrying a flight crew to their hotel from JFK Airport. Police say the bus collided with 2 vehicles on the Long Island Expressway, struck the median, then crossed into oncoming traffic, hitting more vehicles. The bus driver and an airline crew member were both killed, several people injured. Tonight, a woman was killed, 2 people injured when a Tesla crashed into an outdoor seating area at a restaurant in Simi Valley, California. The Tesla stopped amid a tangle of debris and umbrellas. Police say a 79-year-old woman walking on the sidewalk was killed. The cause of the crash is under investigation. When we come back tonight, that big bear eaglet that fell from the nest, we've learned her condition tonight, and that stunning scene behind the Statue of Liberty as I prepare to climb all the way up to the torch. To the index of other news tonight, thousands, of course, tracking eagles Jackie and Shadow and their baby eaglets, the baby girl falling out of the nest. Sandy was with her brother Luna when Luna jumped. She fell off. She hadn't taken her first flight yet. Tonight, Sandy has been spotted midway up a nearby tree, exchanging sounds with her mother, Jackie. They believe she is okay. Tennis legend Serena Williams losing a hard-fought battle at Wimbledon, her first singles match in 4 years. Serena losing the first set to 20-year-old unseeded player Maya Join, coming back to win the second set and falling in the third. But Serena isn't done, set to play doubles with her sister Venus on Thursday. When we come back tonight, what played out right behind the Statue of Liberty? It was stunning as I prepare to climb all the way up to the torch, 305 feet up. Tonight, the extraordinary images captured behind the Statue of Liberty as we count down to our celebration of America's 250th. Known as a strawberry moon glowing in the sky as it rises behind the statue right there, right behind Lady Liberty's torch. And in fact, this Friday night, 10 p.m. Eastern, I'm going to be taking you right up to the torch. I'll be climbing up some 305 feet in the air. It's all part of our 24 hours of coverage, America's 250th. I can't wait to take you up. Friday night, 10 p.m., and then all day Saturday, our entire team across this country celebrating the wonders. Good night.
David Muir, the most trusted, most watched newscast in America. And now, World News Tonight has won the Emmy for Best Live News Program for the 4th year in a row.